So up next we had what I am going to go out on a limb and say, at least in my opinion, is the best Bray Wyatt promo in his time on WWE's main roster.
I really deserve a tongue lashing from somebody because when we opened up the show and I said that there were three things that I loved about this SmackDown, the Bray Wyatt promo shamefully hadn't even crossed my mind. So I want to thank you for reminding me how phenomenal this was because I completely agree with your description. Definitely one of his best promos, if not his best promo ever. So,
Yeah, he opens up talking about how he sees the evil in the world, but everyone else, they all live in a bubble. They all live in their safe little homes, but at the end of the day, they're all prisoners. They are prisoners in their own little bubbles, and that is what they want. And John Cena comes along to protect them, and he tells you, this isn't a prison, this is our home. But he is a monster, and he is a liar. Bray shows the clip from Monday, and he talks about how he wants to destroy Cena and his message. Says that Cena knows what he's up against now, so he recruited the Usos, and the Usos are, he's not going to do anything but cast them aside when he's through with them while he's riding his horse. Like, just the imagery that he created with his words. I freaking love Bray Wyatt, and I feel like we say this every single week, but when he's on this level, it's hard not to repeat yourself talking about just how good he is.
thank you, because I completely agree. You guys don't think that I'd love to come up with new words or new adjectives for Bray Wyatt every week? I mean, I do, but it's so hard when you're fixated in that one place of just admiration and awe of how this kid can work a freaking mic. And yeah, I know I have a tendency to call a lot of people kid. I guess that's the bow in me, but this is as close as you come. The guy's only 26 years old, and he's this freaking good. Like that's again, Ashton said it best. Ashton had the best four words. That's not even fair. And it's not. It's not at all. This is an amazing promo. Says that he's the cure, and it's only going to take 10 seconds to administer the cure against the plague known as John Cena. Again, making a reference to their last man standing match, and just everything he said, the way he said it. He had the crowd singing again a little bit. He's got the whole world
Yep.
and that's just become like such a huge thing for this feud. I am so proud of Bray Wyatt. When guys come along like this, it really is special because you don't see it every day. You kind of wait, not necessarily on your hands, because we have a lot of great guys on our roster. Do not get me wrong for a second. But just those guys that are really able to separate themselves from the pack, true stars. And I would say that that's a very small list. I can count maybe on one hand, the Shield, Bray Wyatt, and hopefully guys like Cesaro, but there aren't many. And when they do come along, it just feels really extraordinary. So thank you, Bray Wyatt, for coming to us. And to think that he used to be Husky Harris, which people used to troll him all the time about, and he goes from that to this, truly astounding.
I've got the thesaurus whipped out here, John. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Bray Wyatt is talented, gifted, skillful, skilled, accomplished, brilliant, expert, consummate, masterful, adroit, dexterous, able, competent, apt, capable, deft, adept, proficient, exceptional, outstanding, extraordinary, remarkable, special, excellent, phenomenal, prodigious, unusual, uncommon, abnormal, atypical, extraordinary, out of the ordinary, rare, unprecedented, unexpected, and surprising.
And while you all pontificate on that, I will personally declare that that was one of my favorite segments in TWitWoW history because we educated everyone and extolled our fandom for Bray Wyatt at the same time.
Yes,
Go
yes,
us!
yes. Every word up to, but not including outstanding, was either talented or a synonym for talented. And then starting at outstanding, they were all synonyms for exceptional, because those are the two words that I use the thesaurus on.
No, absolutely. And you know what? That's just like us to provide a higher quality education for all of our listeners. I didn't even know some of those words, so you taught me. Like, just absolutely wonderful. But in all seriousness, I'm telling you, Ashton, I've said it consistently ever since John Cena's disastrous promo on Main Event. Bray Wyatt has really been the only thing left with his mic work and with how he carries himself to keep my interest in this feud, to keep this feud for me personally in the driver's seat of personal favorites, right behind Shield Evolution. And this promo just illustrates exactly why. Excellent, excellent stuff.
So this is behind Shield Evolution for you now.
No, no, no. It's still in front, but I'm saying it's only because of the maestro of the microphone, Bray Wyatt.
I like the nickname.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so after we get this, I just listed all of the words to describe this promo. So after that was done, out of the way, taken care of, we got Alberto Del Rio versus Sheamus. Now, I'll be the first person to say, before we even talk about this, that the same guy on Reddit that said that Truth Sandow killed the crowd said that this match also helped to kill the crowd. So apparently there were some commercial breaks during this match that if they were if the commercial breaks had actually been in there, it probably would have been closer to 15, 20 minutes. But as far as we're concerned, the show that we watched, this match was only 9 minutes. It went by quick enough. It was probably match of the night, really. And yeah, no complaints here.
No, you know what? That's the one thing that I have to say. Um, is that I've always liked the chemistry that these two have with each other. They had some great back and forth here. Really, the one spot that sticks out in my mind is Del Rio pushes Sheamus up against the apron, and then he hits his enziguri to the back of his head. So that was really cool. He does get the cross arm breaker at one point. Sheamus gets to the ropes with his leg. Sheamus uses his good arm to get the Irish Curse backbreaker, and all throughout, Sheamus and Cesaro are scouting, or no, Paul Heyman and Cesaro, wow, are scouting Sheamus and Del Rio. You know, the burning question on Michael Cole's mind is, well, Cesaro, why didn't you shake Sheamus's hand? And multiple times, being the courteous performer that Cesaro is, answers Michael Cole, but he answers Michael Cole in a variety of different languages, you know, trying to bring some culture, Ashton, to the commentary table.
I know. It's just Michael Cole wasn't willing to accept the culture.
I mean, he's a complete ignoramus. I mean, Paul Heyman.
Now, this isn't freaking Sandow we're talking about. It's Cesaro.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But Paul Heyman said it best. I mean, Michael Cole was being completely myopic. So even Paul Heyman has a little bit of Damien Sandow syndrome going on. And if that wasn't bad enough, Sheamus also exhibiting some brutish behavior because there comes at the tail end of the match, Cesaro walks over, presumably to finally shake Sheamus's hand. And how does Sheamus respond? A right hand to the face.
He punched him in the face, John.
I know. Just totally,
Right in the
totally
moneymaker.
uncalled for. I know. It's totally boorish
Sheamus is
behavior.
going to seriously need to learn some manners before Tyler Breeze gets called up.
Yeah, yeah. First of all, learn some manners. Second of all, represent yourself better as our United States champion. I mean, that was totally unprovoked. And then after that, I mean, Cesaro rightfully defending himself, as Paul Heyman aptly said, you know, on commentary, shoving Sheamus in the steel steps, causing the DQ finish, and then what was a great moment, Cesaro hitting the neutralizer on Sheamus, and then he takes Sheamus's prone body, takes the limp arm, and shakes the hand.
There you
Just
go. You
wonderful.
got your handshake.
Yeah, you got your handshake. And what we got, Ashton, that I learned about late last night is that we have a United States Championship match between the Swiss Superman Cesaro and the Celtic Warrior Sheamus coming our way at Payback.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't expect Cesaro to win, but then again, I mean, you never know in the WWE, so we'll see
The
what happens.
beautiful thing about that match, though, is that we don't know who's going to win. Because, I mean, frankly, if I had to pick now, I would not know who to pick. Because to me, Sheamus is your new champion, yeah, but do they really want the title to be on him?
That's a beautiful question. And to me, it just seems more likely that a Paul Heyman guy at the moment that would really want to go that slow burning build. What better way than to have the United States Championship for a second time if you're Cesaro?
And
So
I've
it's
already told you, I think Sheamus is winning Money in the Bank this year.
right. And what the really beautifully ironic thing is, I've been telling everybody that I think Cesaro's winning it, and here they are both in this match.
So, and to
Like,
me, whoever loses this U.S. Championship match is going to win Money in the Bank.
so yeah, maybe a lot more writing on this than we originally thought, because I can totally see where you're coming from on that.
Take
So
the fall, Cesaro!
we'll see. I mean, is Cesaro going to trade in a briefcase for a United States Championship? Personally, you know what I want. But you know what? The slow build works just as well. So either way, I come out a winner because my favorite, Cesaro, just owned the United States Champion Sheamus. And for all of you, I'm not going to do it two more times. So there you go.
All right, so after we get our little outside assault that was so deserved on Sheamus's part, we had Vicky Guerrero come out and talks about how I'm going to show everybody a side of me that they've never seen before. You all know that I'm talented and flat out gorgeous, but I can also party with the best of them. And she introduces Adam Rose. It's kind of awkward though because she said making his debut, and then she forgot to add the on SmackDown part. But regardless, Adam Rose comes out. He does the party thing. He does the trust fall and then gets back up on the apron and then gets in the ring. And he's actually really, really good at playing the crowd because he's running up to one side and raising his arms and they're popping, and then he runs to the other side and he raises his arms and they pop. And then as his music's getting ready to do a hey, he's pointing at the third side of the crowd that he hasn't been to yet. And right as the music is building up, he runs up, and then when the hey hits, he raises his hands up for them to pop. And it was actually a really, really well timed little crowd play there. I really like that they did that. So he gets on the mic and says, Vicky, I have one very important question for you. Are you a lemon or are you a rosebud? Are you a rosebud? Crowd starts chanting lemon. She flips out, says, I am not a lemon. And she says that Rose needs to leave her ring, backs away, gets outside the ring, but stays on the apron. Rose starts offering her his lollipop. She won't take it. She's kind of grossed out by it. The third time he offers it to her, she loses her grip on the ropes and falls into the crowd and gets body surfed while his music plays and they party.
Yeah, they body surf her all the way to the back, which prompts me to say that was a far better abduction than the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Like, it was great. Yeah, she's just
So
screaming all
now,
like,
do we think that this coming Raw, Vicky Guerrero is going to be a part of the Exotics Express for Adam Rose's entrance?
honestly, I wish, because that would be so interesting. And then you'd have Zeb Coulter and Doug Sawyer being like, Vicky, what happened to you? You used to be a respected authority figure, and now you've become one of these heathens, these hedonists, and just something crazy like that. Because again, this is another weird thing because it involved like an on-air personality, so to speak, but no mention of Jack Swagger, Zeb Coulter. Like, are we still doing that feud? Like, what's going on? So Raw should
I
answer some
think that
questions.
Swagger and Coulter just weren't in the locker room for this show.
Maybe that could be. So hopefully we get that.
Oh, actually, you know what? We're Swagger and Coulter on main event.
I I'm not sure if they were. I don't think they were, to be honest.
Then maybe they just weren't there.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. But I'm still very eager to see Adam Rose's first match on the WWE main roster, and it'll be great if it does happen at Payback, like I'm believing it will, because then that also kills the pay-per-view debut, unless of course he's Payback kickoff. But regardless, this was fun. This was fun. I'm just looking for substantive storyline progression for Adam Rose. I'm sure we'll get it on the next Raw.
I hope so.